The Zurg we see in Toy Story 2 brings up some questions, and I'm about to hand out some answers. Stay tuned! Hi there, family members. This is the Fangirl, and I'm McGann, where you see the hat? I am Mrs. Nesbit. Now, if you've been with me for a while, then you've probably seen some of my other Toy Story theories, but the one I want to draw your attention to today is this one right here. In that video, which you should totally watch before this one, by the way, in that video I explore how the toys are alive, and I brought up the idea that the toys aren't actually alive until their boxes are opened by another person. And yes, I do go over the prospector and his supposedly mint-in-the-box condition, but hey, I got 3 kids to feed, yo, so y'all need to go watch that video for me, please. Now, last year, I was chosen to receive a creator grant from VidCon, which brought me all the way from Ohio to California. And of course, while I was there, I went to Disneyland because you can literally see it from VidCon, and I do not have that kind of temptation control. But oh my gosh, that whole trip was like the best vacation ever, even though I was really working the entire time. Even while I was in Disneyland, I found some cool theory stuff, like my daughter went into Turtle Talk and literally asked Crush, hey, were you the baby turtle in Moana? And he does answer, which makes it a canon response because everything in Disney parks is canon for the movies. That's why any characters you would meet in Disney have to be perfectly on point and answer as the character should, no matter what the question is. And while riding the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin ride, I think that's the right title, I found a curious thing that brings us to today's video. Now, if you've never had the pleasure of this experience, Space Ranger Spin is this blacklight shoot-'em-up laser game where you go through various Buzz Lightyear themed rooms and you can turn your capsule any which direction to aim for little targets with your laser beam blaster. It's really fun, maybe not quite as good as Toy Story Mania in my opinion, but definitely top notch. And it never really seems to have a very long wait time, so definitely put it on your to-ride list. But of course, being a Disney ride and all, it's gonna come with certain expectations. Details are insanely important to the Disney empire, and entire teams of people work crazy hard to get every little thing right. The magic just has to be there. It has to be spot on, which means, as I said before, anything in the Disney parks qualifies as canon in the Disney universe. And that makes the ending of Space Ranger Spin very important because after being immersed in this space fantasy world, there's an image that brings to light a very notable fact, that this ride has all been from the imagination of a child. And being that this ride opened in 1998, that means the only kid who could be orchestrating this elaborate space adventure is Andy. And that notable fact I just mentioned? Oh, it's only a receipt of the green space aliens marking Zurg for return to Al's Toy Barn. Yes, Al McWiggins' flippin' toy barn. Why is that weird? Well, because Al's Toy Barn was just a really brief commercial in Toy Story 1, and Toy Story 2 didn't release until November 1999, a full year after this ride opened. So Space Ranger Spin is actually set in the gray area between Toy Story 1 and 2. And that means, to put it simply, Andy returned a Zurg figure in between the movies. And that would cover why Al's Toy Barn had a Zurg figure who seemed to already be activated while in the box, and why a figure from a Hot Toy line would be in the clearance bin because he was a return. Yeah, I already know I'm a huge toy collector, so I'm aware of how most stores deal with clearance items. If it's not selling or you have way too much stock, you drop the price until supply meets demand. But isn't it really curious that this Zurg is the only Zurg on clearance? If it was the figure itself that just wasn't selling well, then there would be tons of them at lowered prices because they weren't moving from the shelves. Similarly, we see an entire aisle of Buzz Lightyears, and they aren't on sale yet, even though they're clearly not moving. And generally speaking, a store is going to make room for an entire product line at once. A lot of stores don't even care if it's a good guy or a bad guy figure on the doll because there's a company that's paying to use that space. Plus, most toy lines tend to change and make new characters constantly, so you can't say specifically, hey, I want season 1 Shopkins stuff back in. Well, no, we're on season like 7 now. Ones are never coming back. Not to mention, when you have Grandma strolling along with a wish list from little Susie, there's pretty decent odds that Granny Annie is not going to be in the know enough to know the difference between Buzz and Zurg. Or she might even buy them both because grandparents tend to have unlimited funding for their grandchildren when they never had a dime to spare for your entertainment budget. The generational struggle is real. But the bottom line is that Zurg should be on the shelf next to Buzz Lightyear, whether there's one in the store or 100. And the fact that we only see one Zurg in all of Al's Toy Barn really seems to play into the idea that something was wrong with that one figure. And most likely the issue was that that Zurg was returned with that little pull here battery saver removed. Or, you know, maybe something was wrong with the box to make that one Zurg less sellable than the others. But something happened and every other Zurg in the store was sold except that one, and being a return would explain away why that Zurg was alive in the box even though the box hadn't been opened in the store. I mean, yes, the box was damaged by the automatic door, but none of the seals had been broken, and Zurg punches his way through that plastic window of the box like nothing. Zurg also is missing any kind of twist ties on him, which was enough to keep Buzz Lightyear restrained. And I mean, really, look, Zurg pops out and doesn't pull anything off of him that would have secured him to the box. He's just loose in there. Something's not right with how that plays out. If all the toys are alive already in the box and they all think they're whatever they're designed to be, then why wouldn't they all just break free immediately? No, there was a reason that this Zurg was on clearance, not twist tied into the package, and ready to hunt down Buzz, and that's because he was a toy that Andy briefly owned but didn't like enough to keep, so his mom returned it. And look, we already know that his mom is not the type to keep clutter around the house. So if Andy was not enthused to own a Zurg figure, and they still had the box, then Mom probably returned it right away to get a refund or at least a store credit. We can also assume by the image in the ride that the return was something artfully pulled off by the other toys who wanted Zurg out of Andy's room. So the toys probably made a boxed up Zurg and a receipt appear next to Mama, and she just took care of the rest. It might not be reality, but theories are more fun. Hi guys, welcome to Derpy Derp time, which is meaning that the theory's over and we're just gonna hang out. I will never not be an idiot. I do love my little fascinator I found on sale for $1 because you see the hat, I'm Mrs. Nesbit. There's no finer moment in the films. You know what though? We haven't done a sing-along bit in a while, so, you know, let's do a snippet with You've Got a Friend in Me. My voice is kind of really scratchy coffee lately, so forgive me, I'm probably going to be way off here, but let's have fun anyways. Why not? It's Disney. It's supposed to be fun. You got a friend in me, do 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 do. You got a friend in me. When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, you just remember what your old pal said. Oh, you've got a friend in me. Yeah, you've got a friend in me. I couldn't resist being stupid. I know I've probably done that song before, probably many times before by now. But you know what? I will take any opportunity I have to sing, even if it's badly, because try and stop me. Nobody watches to the end of the videos anyways. But I will thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time, family members. And the fact that we only see one Zurg in all of Al's Toy Barn really seems to play into the fact that maybe there was something wrong. They don't really care if that space is filled with a good guy or a bad guy figure because they're... Yes, Al McWiggins. Yes, Al McWibbit. Yes, Al Wiggins. Yes, Al McWiggins frickin'... Yes, Al McWiggins flippin'... Yes, Al McWig... Well, family members, we're almost done, but I want to invite you to hang out with me in some other places. I'm on Twitter and Instagram as my own personal self, and I have a Facebook page too, but I mostly just post photos over there. And sometimes people say, hey McGann, I want to mail you something. How do I do that? Easy. Just click the About tab on my channel page, and my most current P.O. Box info will be right there. I also run another channel, The Family. It's really a hodgepodge channel where we might post anything. Oh yeah, and I also sell shirts and stickers and stuff with the Fanily and the Fangirl logos. If that is your cup of tea, I have a link in every description of every video. Finally, if you want to help out the Fangirl channel and make sure I'm putting out video essays for years to come, the best way you can help is by subscribing and watching more of my videos, whether they're new, old, whatever. Maybe even share one or two on social media, help spread the word. People who watch to the end of videos like you helps to tell the site, hey, this is a good video, we should recommend it to other people. So if you made it this far, leave me a comment of something like, hey, I made it to the end. Love ya. See you next time, family members. Bye.